Hello everyone, it is PushGame14 here, and this is going to be the Mario Power Party Season 1 info and tips video. So guys, if you don't know, a new series called Mario Power Party will be starting on my channel very soon. And I wanted to make this video for you guys so that I can let you guys know some info and also some tips for the new series that is upcoming later this month in August. Now, before I actually get started here, I do want to mention two things. Number one, this is actually my second attempt at this video, and the reason why I redid this video now actually is because when I made my first attempt at the video, I actually hadn't really decided every single thing for the entire series. Although I actually have decided a lot more now, so I kind of feel like it would be better to update the actual video itself so I can show you guys more. And the second thing is that by this point, I've actually already recorded the entire first video for Mario Power Party. But I actually did do my first attempt before I did that. But now the second attempt is actually after I already recorded the first video, which is kind of funny. And another thing too is that if I actually turned around my camera on my iPad and showed you guys this room, you guys would be seeing some stuff that would be major spoilers for the first, episode of the entire new series. So I will not be showing that or anything, but I will say that I actually am making some good progress at first for Mario Power Party already, which is exciting. Alright, with all of that out of the way, let's actually get started now. So, I'm first going to go into the basics of what Mario Power Party actually is. So, in Mario Power Party, a certain amount of competitors will be competing in Mario Plush Party boards or minigame mode events in each episode. And after each of those events, I will actually award points to all the players depending on how well they did. And speaking of the players, for the first season of Mario Power Party, the players are Luigi, Yoshi, Mario, Peach, Boo, Toad, Wario, and finally, Waluigi. And of course, that does mean that there will be 8 players in total for this first season of Mario Power Party. However, you might also be thinking, well, if there's 8 players for this first season of the new series, then what happens if there's, 4 players on a board or minigame mode event, just like the main series? However, there is actually 2 main things I'll be doing to solve that problem. Number 1, not all the players will be competing in every single board or minigame mode event in each episode, meaning that certain characters will actually have to sit out and watch the other players play a certain board and minigame mode event. And the players that are not playing will not receive any points. However, they will eventually play a board and minigame mode event very soon afterwards. And the second thing I'll be doing to solve that problem is that actually not all of the boards or minigame mode events will only have 4 players. Which means that in certain episodes, there might actually be 8 players playing in a board. However, if that does actually happen though, there probably will be, 4 teams of 2, 4 pairs of 2. And that actually is kind of what happened in the Mario Party 7 video game, because there actually is a feature that's just like that, 4 teams of 2. And that is quite interesting though, because we've actually never had any kind of team party in the Mario Plush Party series before. So I think that this will be a new kind of feature, of course, for Mario Power Party. And of course, I could also eventually do a team party board for the main series. However, I think that Mario Power Party will most likely give us the first taste of a team party in general. Now, whenever there actually is only 4 players on a board or minigame mode event, I will actually award a certain amount of points to all 4 of the players. So, first place will get 10 points, second place will get 7 points, third place will get 5 points, and last place will get 3 points. Another thing with that though, is that on all of the Mario Plush Party boards, there obviously will be bonus stars. And since the bonus stars do come into a big play for each of the boards usually, I actually will be awarding 1 extra point for every bonus star you get, which will be quite interesting, I think. And the points that each players get are quite a big deal because it actually determines how long the players will stay in the series. And that is because in Mario Power Party, there actually will be eliminations. And In each of the elimination ceremonies, the 2 players with the lowest amount of points at the time will be eliminated. So that does mean that the points are the determining factor of who goes and who stays. So each of the players will definitely have to keep a close eye on their points. Now, as time goes on in the series, more and more of the players will be eliminated. And then, when there's only 2 players left for the first season of Mario Power Party, those 2 players will play on one final board. And whoever wins that final board will be crowned the winner of Mario Power Party Season 1. So that is basically the main premise of the new series. However, there's quite a bit of other things I should explain to you guys. And another big part of Mario Power Party is actually the base camp. And the base camp is actually the area where all the players will be staying at in between each of the events. Now, in the base camp, there are a few things that each of the players can do. So firstly, in the base camp, I will actually be hiding extra points for the players to find. However, those extra points will be quite rare, meaning that they will be kind of in sneaky areas, and not much of them will be going around. However, speaking of those extra points, there actually is something else in Mario Power Party, and it is called the Power Party Cup. Now, funnily enough, I actually do have the Power Party Cup right here, and it's really just like an orange cup like this. But really, what the Power Party Cup does, though, is that whenever a player finds an extra point around the base camp, they have to race and drop that point into this cup right here, and they get it. However, that does mean that if any of the other players see them with their extra point there, they can actually steal it. And of course, since whoever puts the point in this cup gets it, then they can actually fight for it. And of course, whoever wins will actually put it in the cup and they get the extra point there. Now, another thing about the Power Party Cup right here is that it actually will be used for elimination ceremonies. And that is because whenever a player is announced as safe, they will then put a token of a certain color into the cup, and then they will stay in the series for longer. And another thing about the Power Party Cup is you can actually also put shopping coins in here as well. And shopping coins are actually used for the base camp shop, where you can buy items. And of course, just like the extra points, if you find a shopping coin in the base camp, you can put it in this cup, and then you get it. Now, going more into depth about the shopping coins and also the base camp shop, so I actually will be asking 5 different questions to all of our players before each of the events in each episode. And if they get one of the questions right, then they get a free shopping coin for the shop. And that actually is one of the main ways to also get shopping coins instead of actually just finding them around the base camp. And by the way, the questions I actually ask everybody will most likely usually be based off of Mario Party. So a Mario Party trivia question. If you get it correct, you get an extra shopping coin. Now, for the base camp shop itself, though, there actually are items you can buy, obviously, and those items are quite interesting. Now, there actually are items that are kind of like toys, which the players can play with, which is kind of funny, I guess. But there's actually also other things for the boards and also minigame mode events. So those items can actually help you out in the events a lot more. And for example, one item will actually give you 5 extra coins on the next board you play. Meaning, instead of starting with 10 like usual, you actually start with 15 coins at the beginning of the party. And another item will actually give you extra orb at the beginning of the party as well. And really, those items will in turn help you out in the board to get you more points. However, sometimes those items might not be strong enough to really push you up in the rankings in the party. So you really still have to be careful, and you still, of course, have to put a good fight in the party itself. Now, another thing about the base camp shop is that actually Blue Toad will be the shopkeeper for this first season of Mario Power Party, and he actually will be switching out some of the items sometimes as well. Now, that is actually going to do it for the base camp shop discussion of this video. Now, I will be moving on to something else. So for the base camp area, Kirby will actually also be there. And what Kirby does is he actually will change the music on a speaker for you guys. And funny enough, you guys can actually suggest what kind of song you might want for one of the videos. And really, that would actually only be for all the scenes where the base camp is. So really, Kirby would just kind of be, you know, changing the music for each of the scenes for the base camp, like whenever all the players are in the base camp and like I'm recording in that kind of area. And another thing too, though, is that I might actually change that eventually, though, because if I do have a speaker of music on while I'm recording, that does mean that the songs will kind of jump into like every single kind of part of the song when I'm actually recording different scenes, of course. So if you guys don't really care for that kind of, you know, music choice, then I'll probably just switch it to just me editing in music. But if you guys don't really mind me putting in like a speaker of music during those kind of scenes, then you guys just let me know in that case, I guess. And for the music choice though too, there will be a couple of exceptions. For example, the first video of the entire series will not actually have the speaker on at all. So I will be editing in the music. And I kind of just did that just because I felt like it would be better. At least for the first video of the entire season and stuff. So yeah. Now going back to the topic of shopping coins, there actually will be a box for each of the players to put their shopping coins in. And there also is a certain spot in the base camp where they keep them. However, I will probably show that when I actually upload the first video of the series. So that's how that's going to work as well. And the last thing for the base camp is really that the players will actually be sleeping in different areas at the end of each episode. And funny enough, one of the areas that the players can sleep at is actually right here, and then also my bed. And for the season, the players who are in the the top of the rankings will actually sleep on my bed. And then all the players below that will sleep right here. And the only reason why I really did that is just because I feel like it would kind of add like a different aspect to the series itself. So, yeah. So that is actually everything that I have to explain for the base camp. Now, I actually will be moving into some changes for the Mario Power Party series compared to the regular Mario Push Party series. So for Mario Power Party, I actually will be changing a few of the songs in each of the videos for each of the boards especially. And for example, I might actually change the minigame instruction theme for Mario Power Party, just to make it, I guess, more unique and kind of its own thing compared to the actual, like, you know, main Mario Push Party series. And another change for Mario Power Party is that I actually cut out some new spaces for the series. And funny enough, I do have them here with me, right here. And as you can see, the top one says, use me to cut more spaces. And I actually used the space to actually, you know, get all the other spaces to the right size. Just because I really wanted to make sure that all the spaces that I cut out for Mario Power Party were the right size and they were all the same size, about anyways. And of course, I didn't want to make any of the spaces like too small or too big either, so yeah. Now, there actually is 3 main reasons why I cut out new spaces for Mario Power Party in the first place. And really, number 1, I kind of wanted to cut new spaces for the series just to also make it more, you know, different and unique, like I said before, for the whole, you know, music change and stuff like that. And then another reason is that for Mario Power Party and Mario Push Party, I wanted to make sure that I had a good amount of spaces for each series, especially since I will actually be doing Mario Power Party at the same time as I'm doing Mario Push Party Season 2, of course. So having enough spaces for each of the series and having like different ones for them would actually be a pretty good idea. And the third and final reason for why I cut out new spaces is actually due to the old spaces I already have themselves. And I actually brought a blue space already here, just to show you guys what I mean by that. So as you can see, this is going to be a blue space for Mario Power Party. And you can obviously tell that the colors are quite different there. And I felt like cutting out new spaces would also be pretty dang good, just to make sure the colors are better in a way, you know, because this blue is much more vibrant and stuff than this blue. And this blue also looks like it has like a tint of purple in it for some reason as well, which is kind of funny. And there actually is also 2 spaces that I did not recut any for. And funny enough, one of them is actually the DK space. And I actually could not find any brown paper to cut more of those out for. So I actually just used the ones I already had for DK. So that's kind of funny. And what's even more funny is that I actually did get a bunch of new colored paper that I showed to you guys a while before. And funny enough, all of that colored paper did not even have a brown color in it, which is kind of unfortunate. So I did just have to, you know, reuse, I guess, the previous DK spaces I already had. But that's totally fine. And another thing, too, about the Mario Power Party spaces is that I actually will be putting space suggestions from you guys in the series as well. And the Luma, Charity, and Battle space, though, will not be in the series at first, though. Just because I kind of feel like since I recently, you know, made those spaces and cut them out, I wanted to showcase them more in the main series for Mario Party Season 2, like on the Grumble Volcano board. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm actually now running out of things to talk about to you guys in this video. However, there is still a few things I do want to mention, though. So, for each episode of Mario Power Party, at least the first season anyways, there will actually be an intro and an outro to the episode. So really, the first video for each episode of Mario Power Party Season 1 will be the intro. So for the intros for each episode, it will actually encompass everything that happens before each of the events. And then the outro will encompass everything that happens after each of the events. And that does mean that the first video from Mario Power Party will actually be the episode 1 intro. And that will basically just kind of get the whole series started, you know, introduce all 8 of the characters, and really explain all the rules, and just get actually set up for the first event. And I'm not gonna lie, the first event for episode 1 will be a party board. And actually, episode 2 will most likely be a party board as well. So that kind of is sort of like a spoiler for the first 2 episodes of the series. But then again, I was actually already planning to do that for quite a while now, so yeah. So that is actually all I wanted to talk about in this video for. Now, before I go though, I do want to say a few more things. So, I actually did record the first video for the series just yesterday. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really sure if I like the first video for the series all that much. I mean, I don't think it's really bad by any means for what I did with it yesterday. However, I'm not really sure if it's like kind of the best introduction for the series. But maybe it will be though. I still haven't edited it at all yet either. So, I guess time will tell. But regardless though, I really am super excited to really get on with the series as well. And I'm not gonna lie, there are still a few other smaller things that I did not explain in this video, but I will definitely explain them when I actually get to the series itself. And also, this series though, especially at first, there might be a little bit of like, you know, a couple errors or kind of a couple like things that will be changing later on in the season, especially since it is a new series and, you know, changes are bound to happen, especially for a new series like that. So, yeah. Well, anyways, that is going to do it for this video, guys. And before I go, though, I do want to thank you guys so much for all support on my channel. I'm actually currently at 496 subs at the time I'm recording this. However, I might have actually already reached 500 by the time I've uploaded this video. And I'll probably put this in like a text at the bottom of the screen or like a pinned comment or something if I did reach 500 by this point. But regardless, though, I really do appreciate everyone's support on my channel. Like, thank you guys so much. I really am truly so grateful for everything. So yeah, that's gonna do for this video, guys. I'll see you next time in my next video. Have an absolutely beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone!